It was a day like any other at the TC television studio in Guayaquil, Ecuador, with its mid-afternoon newscast underway, when the masked gunmen burst in, unleashing at least 15 minutes of threats and fear. All broadcast live. First, a man with a pistol appeared in the middle of the public TV station's live transmission, followed by a second man with a shotgun, then a third, and more. With the show's "After the News" title behind them, station employees were brought onto the set and ordered to lie down. Screams could be heard, followed by the sounds of gunshots. "We are on air, so you know that you cannot play with the mafia," one of the assailants is heard saying. Masked gunmen could be seen aiming guns at news staff. Someone said, "Don't shoot." After about 15 minutes, the transmission was cut. The unprecedented assault on a TV station in Ecuador came hours after a series of other attacks and police officer abductions. It also followed the apparent escapes from prison of two of the leaders of Ecuador's most powerful gangs. No one was killed in Tuesday's attack, and authorities say the 13 gunmen were arrested and will be charged with terrorism. President Daniel Noboa, who came into power in November with a promise to bring peace to the South American country, issued a decree saying the violence-plagued country had entered an internal armed conflict, in what some analysts see as a watershed moment for Ecuador. Late Tuesday, Noboa met with his security cabinet, and afterwards the head of the Armed Forces Joint Command said the attacks were the gangs' reactions to the government moves against them. They have unleashed a wave of violence to frighten the population, Admiral Jaime Vela told journalists, describing the attacks as unprecedented in Ecuador's history. The South American country had been rocked by attacks since Monday night, but the assault on a live newscast was seen as it happened in thousands of homes across the country. "This is a turning point," said Will Freeman, a political analyst at the Council on Foreign Relations, adding that while gangs in Ecuador have previously assassinated a presidential candidate and set off car bombs in front of government buildings, Tuesday's events marked a new peak in violence. Depending on how the government responds, it will set the precedent for these kinds of incidents to continue, or it will use this as a catalyst and make some very necessary structural reforms so that the state can start to win its war against crime, Freeman said. Alina Manrique, the head of news for TC television, was ordered to get on the floor. "They aimed the gun at my head," she told the Associated Press. "I thought about my entire life, about my two children." Manrique said some of the assailants ran from the studio and tried to hide when they realized they were surrounded by police. "I am still in shock," she said. "Everything has collapsed. All I know is that it's time to leave this country and go very far away."